finally got our release date for Crash N-Sane Trilogy. Almost said Entrance, from the Game Boy Advance game I played a long time ago, from back then. But we got our release date. It's coming June 30th, 2017. I can't really complain about that because it's coming out this year instead of next year and during the holiday season and stuff like that. But honestly, I'm satisfied with the date. But I would have loved if it was going to come out sometime this month. That would have been crazy, or maybe sometime in March. But that's okay because it's coming out this year. That's all that really matters. And we're going to get 3 different Crash games all in one. And I have the article here that I'm going to go through for you guys with some additional details about the game. I'm excited for the game. I love Crash. I always loved him. And he's one of my favorite video game characters of all time. And believe it or not, my very first YouTube playthrough here on my channel was Crash Bandicoot Warped on the PS1. But I played on my PS3 that was backwards compatible, that they don't make anymore on that system from start to finish. And unfortunately, I don't have the system anymore, and it's not the same anymore. And I only wish that I still kept it because I could still be able to play those games, those PS1 games on that console. But in the end, I still own my PS2, and I can just play those PlayStation 1 games on that system as well from PS1 to PS2. But anyway, we got our release date, and there's also a trailer available that you guys can watch if you want. It's the Crash N-Sane Trilogy release date trilogy trailer that they have that you guys can check out. And it says in this article, Activision has announced that the Crash Bandicoot N-Sane Trilogy will be released for PlayStation 4 on June 30th. I thought it was going to be probably coming out for other consoles, like for the Xbox One, for example, because remember, games like Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, that game was not just for PlayStation 2. It wasn't a PlayStation exclusive. It was for multiple systems besides the PS2. It was also available for the GameCube, remember, and also the original Xbox that it came out with that you could play it on. And I think it was also for PC. I could be wrong. But that game was a multi-platform game, but I guess this is going to be a PlayStation 4 exclusive. So I'm really excited for this. And the set will be available for $39.99, $40 for these 3 games in one. And I really like that a lot about this trilogy. So it's not going to be $60 like the full price of a video game to this day. So it says the trilogy will include Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, just like I mentioned, and also Crash Bandicoot Warped. According to Activision, the remaster offers redone lighting and animations, newly recreated cinematics, and support for the PlayStation 4 if you have one. The PlayStation 4 Pro. I don't know why I said PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 Pro, as it says here. And it says, the N-Sane Trilogy also adds new save and checkpoint systems and improved bonus levels and time trials. The soundtrack has also been remastered. Now, that also brings me back to Final Fantasy X, what they did with the soundtrack in that game. The Final Fantasy X remaster didn't sound as good as the original Final Fantasy X game from the PS2 compared to that soundtrack. I like the original soundtrack better, but maybe this one probably will be a little bit better. But I always love the VGMs from Crash Bandicoot, Spiral, and many other games out there that I love listening to. So I'm sure it's probably going to be good, but that's just something I noticed that really changed. It didn't really sound as good as the original from Final Fantasy remaster in the original. The N-Sane Trilogy also adds, I already mentioned that, so those are all the new features that this game is going to have. And it says, a trilogy of Crash Bandicoot remaster was announced by Sony at E3, which with its official title revealed at PlayStation Experience in December 2016. So we remember that. I was really excited to see that. The N-Sane Trilogy was remastered by Vickers Visions, who also worked alongside developers Toys for Bob on last year's Skylanders Imaginers, which featured Crash Bandicoot. So, did anybody out there get the Skylanders game and just get it for Crash Bandicoot? I didn't. I thought I was going to get it, but it's like, look what they did. I don't feel like it's Crash. He looks cool, but I'm not going to get Skylanders just for a DLC. It's just to see Crash Bandicoot. They should use him and put him in a brand new game, but I can't really complain about this because we get to play it from the ground up. We get to play 3 games, the first 3 games from the ground up, remastered, redone, with these new features, with the remastered soundtrack, improved bonus time trials, and all these different improvements in the game. So we can't even really complain, and we're getting it this year. So that'll be something we could play around the summer, because I'm going to be playing Mass Effect in March, so I'm going to be pumped for that. But again, it would have been cool to see it, get it for February for this month. But it's either way, we're still winning, because we get it this year, and we get time to play some of these other games that we're already currently playing at the moment before the Crash Trilogy comes out. Because I'm going to be playing all 3 of those games back to back in a marathon. So that's going to be a lot of fun and so much nostalgia, and it's going to be feeling so good to play those awesome games from the past, because they don't make the games the same anymore like they are today. They're so different compared. The games from the past, from years ago on these older gen consoles, are so different compared to the newer ones that they have out on the newer gen consoles. Besides the graphics, they play different, and they turn out to be, some of them don't even turn out to be as good as they hype them up to be. But I still think that some of the classics from the past, just like Crash, classics like Crash Bandicoot still hold a candle to some of these newer gen games and these new IPs that they're coming out with, because they just don't make them like they used to. And that's just my opinion. But I'm really excited for the game. I can't wait to play it. And just like I mentioned, I'm going to be playing all 3 of them in order from back to back. And the funny thing is that I wanted to mention is that I already played all 3 of the games, and Rafa Cortez also on my channel from start to finish before I even started, before this one's coming out. So I get to play them again and remaster from the ground up. So I think that'll be pretty awesome to really look back at from my older videos from the original games from when I played them, and then look at the difference now when it comes out June 30th to play it, and really be able to do a comparison and look at them to tell the difference when I play the games. But I wanted to come out with a video and share my thoughts, and tell you guys the release date for those who are excited for the game. I'm going to always be a Crash fan, but I hope that now that we get this trilogy, that they probably come out with a new game, a brand new game, and use the Crash Bandicoot they have right now, maybe to bring the one from Skylanders, the way he looks in that game, and put him in a brand new game, and all the bad guys, Tiny Pinstripe, Ripperoo, and Dingo Dial. I remember all the villains from start to finish. I'll never forget them. And put them all in the game. Koala Kong, Brio, Nitrous Brio, Cortez, Nitrous Oxide, many of the other bad guys that they have from the Nitro Kart games, Crash Team Racing, and all the other characters, Pearl and Polar, and all the other characters that they have. They should do that. I would love to see that after the trilogy, but that probably won't be out. I don't know if that'll be possible if they consider doing that. But just look at games like Final Fantasy VII. They remastered it. They decided to make a remaster it from the same original game from PS1, and then they made a brand new game with a much realistic version of Cloud and Barrett and all the different characters in the game. So I don't know what they're possibly going to do with Crash, if they're going to consider making another one, now that they're going to be working on Last of Us 2. So I don't really see that's probably going to be possible or not. But that'll just be something that we can see, look forward to. But regardless, we got the trilogy, and it's coming out soon, and I can't wait to play it. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching and all the support, and hope you guys consider checking out the other videos. And it's just so much nostalgia. I'm already playing 2 classics right now, and now we get another nostalgic news with a lovable, memorable, legendary character like Crash Bandicoot to come back. Set to come June 30th, 2017. I can't wait. I don't know about you guys. I'm excited, and I'm definitely going to be looking forward to playing that marathon.